Good evening, race fans, and welcome back for another premiere of the Division 2 Championship here, Midwest Formula 1. We are here at the Yas Marina Circuit for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Drivers are just about to get ready to start qualifying here. We're kicking off the season where the real-life season just ended this previous weekend. It was an absolute stunner, so hopefully we will get the same sort of action today. The Yas Marina Circuit is a total of 16 turns spanning over 5.28 kilometers or 3.28 miles. And Max Verstappen actually holds the race lap record with a 1:26.103. So we'll see if the guys can match that pace today. So driving in today's race for Alfa Romeo is Jonathan Dunk and SZ Smith. In the Red Bulls, we've got Evil Prime and Young DJ. In driving for Alpine, we've got Random Sirius, Forza and PWR Fusions. Driving for Aston Martin, we've got Hightower and Soy Loco. Driving for the prestigious Ferrari team, Houdini and Capital. In the Haas, we've got Adeltonian, if I didn't butcher that, and Niru. Driving for McLaren, we've got text-to-speech, and joining from the development team is Aero Racing Design. He has been brought up to drive the McLaren today in Tiger's spot. Driving for AlphaTauri is Fuse Rogue and Mitch Burns. Driving for the Mercedes Petronas team is NFS Lightwork and Nikki. Driving for Williams, we've got El Majaco and Random Sirius. And I believe that that's your grid for today's race. So we'll hop on board. We'll see who is leading the pack here in qualifying. So I didn't quite see who got out first. My apologies. Alright, we're on board with Adeltonian in the Haas. As he comes around turn 5, I believe or the new turn 5 anyways. Oh, and Jonathan Dunk retired. Oh, he unfortunately lost it in the chicane and is out of qualifying, so he's going to be starting from the back of the grid. Majorly unfortunate for him. So Mitch Burns coming across the line. 1:35.792 is the time to beat. And we got a Williams coming around. 1:36.056, followed closely by an AlphaTauri. That is Fuse Rogue, 1:36.7, so he's definitely wanting to find some pace there. Random Sirius, 1:41.1. Looks like Nicky's coming across the line. P4, provisional P4 for the Mercedes with a 1:37.335. Evil Prime, 1:37.4 in the Red Bull. Got a pair of Haas cars coming across the line. Adeltonian, 1:38.0. Good enough for P6 right now. And Niru just starting a hot lap, so we'll hang out with Niru for a moment. Hightower goes 7th fastest, and Soy Loco P6. 7 now, text-to-speech in the McLaren. 1:35.341 is the current provisional pole time. So he's got Mitch Burns by about 0.4 of a second, which is major in Formula 1. SZ Smith going P5 with a 137.308. The Haas car's getting a bit of a slipstream. That's some teamwork right there. Towing Niru down into the chicane where we saw the controversial first pass of last weekend's race. A great start, so we'll see what kind of happens here today. It's definitely an interesting spot, heavy braking zone, and some guys are definitely going to be looking to make some moves. Random Sirius, unfortunately, out of qualifying as well. You can see his car crashed back there as he came into the hotel section. Majorly unfortunate, so we're on board here with Niru as he comes out of the bridge. Through turn 15, which is still the old style, not like we saw this year's track. Onto the pit straight, Niru P13 to P5 with a 137.254. Provisional P5 here with just under 12 minutes remaining in qualifying. Got an Aston Martin coming across the line. That's Hightower looking to get another hot lap in. PWR Fusions in the Alpine, 135.874, good enough for P3. A great lap from the Alpine driver. SZ Smith looks like he's on an in-lap, potentially, as he dives into the pits. You can see quite a good mix of tires there on the grid. Looks like Forza is going to come across the line. 2016, so he's going to want to take another trip around the track, that's for sure. He is on the soft compound tire, the stickiest of all the tires you can use. The top 6 are on the softs, and then there's a few mediums mixed in with the next few drivers down. So anybody outside of the top 10, for anyone unfamiliar, will have choice of tire to start the Grand Prix. The top 10 will use the tire that they qualified their fastest time on. So that comes into play in qualifying. I mean, you definitely want to be as high up as you can, but you need your tires to work for you as well. The junior driver, Aero Racing Design, coming up today. The drive for McLaren goes P5, 5th overall so far with a 136.305, 3/10 shy of P4. A good lap from the McLaren. And he'll drive around and get back to the pits. You can see a Haas coming. Oh, just diving into the pits there, sorry. Looks like PWR is headed into the pits as well, followed closely by a Ferrari. That is Houdini. Will hop on board as he heads through turn 1. These corners are definitely interesting. You need enough downforce to get through there in wide open throttle. And Houdini does a great job. Coming around the hairpin, headed down the main straight here. Gets that rear wing open. Manages to get the Ferrari up to 320 kilometers an hour before hammering on the brakes to head through the chicane. Gets through there cleanly and heads into the second DRS zone of the lap. Through another chicane. This is a tricky one, and the curbs definitely tend to unsettle the car quite badly, so you want to get through there as cleanly as possible. Great job so far by the Ferrari driver coming underneath the walkway. Nearing the end of his lap, coming through turn 15. On the brakes, headed through onto the pit straight. Houdini will go 9th fastest with a 137.119 on the soft tires. Good Good work by the Ferrari driver. His teammate Capital comes across. Oh no! And Houdini lost it in turn 1. Majorly unfortunate there. His teammate Capital goes P17 with a 140.080 on the mediums. So unfortunately, 2 drivers retiring, Random Sirius and Jonathan Dunk so far with 7 minutes remaining. NFS Lightwork takes pole position with a 135.154. What a great lap by the Mercedes driver. We've got a spun Mercedes. Nicky lost it through turn 3 there. That's going to definitely catch some cars out today. The right-hand side curb is a killer. It tends to completely lose the grip of your car and pull you in towards the right side wall. So definitely have a keep a watchful eye there. As I do believe there's probably going to be some issues at that section of the track today. So we'll give you a quick rundown of the leaderboard so far. With just under 7 minutes remaining, NFS Lightwork is on provisional pole with a 135.154, followed by Fuse Rogue in the AlphaTauri. Text to Speech, who was on pole position, has been bumped a couple times down to P3 with a 135.341. Williams in P4, Midge Burns in P5. P6 and 7 are the pair of Alpines, PWR and Forza. The junior driver, Aero Racing Design, is in P8 for McLaren. P9, SZ Smith in the Alfa Romeo. Pair of Red Bulls sit in P10 and 11, Evil Prime and Young DJ. The Ferrari of Houdini is in 12th position so far. The Haas of Niru set a lap time of a 1:37.254, good enough for P13 so far. And it looks like he's going to try to improve that. He's currently 7/10 up. Hop on board the Haas as he comes across the line. P13 to P11, a good little bump for the Haas driver Niru. Nicky in the Mercedes currently sitting P14. And Text to Speech wasn't happy with that, so he'll take pole position back. 135.066 for the McLaren. Great job by Text to Speech. And it looks like we are short a Aston Martin, as he crashed in the exact same place essentially that Nicholas Latifi crashed this past weekend. So Hightower was in P16, but I believe he'll be bumped down a couple spots. Alright, we got 4 minutes left of qualifying. Everyone has set a time, but a few more drivers are deciding that they want a quicker lap, so they are out on track or getting a last second pit stop in and refuel and head back out. Houdini letting Soy Loco head by on the pit straight. There's definitely a train moving down the that long first section of track. Houdini's come to a stop as Mitch Burns and Adeltonian head through. Oh, Houdini was maybe waiting for his teammate potentially, as his teammate speeds off in the distance. Okay, it looks like we're not getting any any teamwork from those two. Alright, we're hanging out with Aero Racing Design. I didn't see if he was up on his time. 1:36. 3:05 is his time currently. Great job, 2/10 quicker, bumps himself up a place into P7. 1:36.089 for the McLaren driver. Looks like Nicky is going to have another attempt here at a quicker lap. A lot of cars coming through that first section of track. We're going to hang out with Nicky here for a minute to see what he does in the second sector. See if he improves his time. Soy Loco retired from the session. Looks like he retired in the pits. Minute 30 remaining here in qualifying for the season premiere of the Midwest Formula One series. We are in Abu Dhabi for the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. It's definitely going to be a good one, so make sure you stick around and watch this great racing action. Alright, we're on board the Mercedes of Nicky. Gets a little bit wide there, but doesn't invalidate. Putting it right on the edge of the white line. Flicks it right. Well, that curb can definitely ruin your race right there. Getting a little crazy on the exit. P9 goes almost an entire second quicker. Great lap from the Mercedes as he lets the rest of the cars go by. Text-to-speech out there on another new set of soft tires. Looking to improve his time still. Looks like Lightwork is racing to the line to get one more lap in. And he makes it just under the wire. He wants pole position. Text-to-speech is currently a 10th up in the first sector. Looks like his teammate Nicky might be waiting for him. .7 tenths up is text-to-speech. Looks like Nicky's waiting for Lightwork. Let's see if that gets him a bit of extra time down the straight. He's almost 2 tenths down on his time, unfortunately. 1:34.929, 1.3 tenths quicker than his previous pole position lap. Lightwork's got to find some time if he plans to steal pole from the McLaren. Is he gonna do it? Oh, and he doesn't. He's 2 tenths down. Lightwork will have to settle for P2. And Fuse Rogue, unfortunately, invalidated. It looks like he had a bit of an issue. He's missing the entire front end of his car. I will be back momentarily. My apologies, guys. I am back. And it looks like we are partway through the formation lap. Text-to-speech leading the pack, followed by Lightwork, Fuse Rogue, and PWR Fusions on the second row. Forza and El Majaco take on the third row. Mitch Burns and Aero Racing Design on the fourth row, and rounding out the top 10, Young DJ and Nikki. S. Smith and Niru, P11 and 12. Soy Loco, P13. 14th goes to the Red Bull of Evil Prime. Houdini sits in P15. The other Haas of Adeltonian in P16. P17 is Hightower in the Aston Martin. 18th is Capital in the Ferrari. Random Sirius P19, and rounding out the grid is the Alfa Romeo of Jonathan Dunk, looking to get the Driver of the Day challenge coming from the back of the pack. You can see the top 10 all starting on the softs, and the bottom half of the grid all chose mediums. That's a surprising start. Alright, text-to-speech headed up to his front position. Your predicted pit stop strategy is powered by AWS. A 2-stop, soft, medium, medium, or a 3-stop using all the softs and mediums allocated for the race. So we'll see just how many safety cars we get or other incidents, and that'll kind of help determine the pit stops that the drivers pick today. Alright, we have 3, 4, and 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go. We're racing here in Abu Dhabi. Text-to-speech gets a good jump. Fused Rogue putting the pressure on Lightwork, trying to go around the outside. They're wheel to wheel. Fused Rogue gets around him. PWR Fusions is putting on the pressure to the Mercedes. Forza following right behind. Looks like we had a bit of carbon fiber flying there as everyone makes it through decently cleanly. Ferrari going a little wide, almost getting into Jonathan Dunk there. Here they go into the first heavy braking zone. Everyone getting through there pretty cleanly. Text-to-speech jumps out to a 7/10 lead on Fuse Rogue. Lightwork right behind him. The Alpines are still sticking in P4 and 5. Great work from them. Oh no, and Hightower. He had a bit of an issue in the chicane there. It looks like the Aston Martin is okay though. Luckily. Jonathan Dunk is putting the pressure on the Haas. Text-to-speech currently holding the fastest lap, 1:48.15. That'll definitely get quicker as the track warms up and the cars get more speed. Oh, and Fuse Rogue lost it. Virtual safety car. Oh, 2 cars. Oh no, PWR Fusions gets a penalty for colliding with Fuse Rogue. An interesting penalty to say the least, and he cuts the corner, gaining another 3 seconds. So luckily it was only a VSC, so we're just slowed down for a few moments while they clean the car up off the track, get the debris cleared. We should be going green momentarily. And we're Green Evil Prime speeding under the safety, or under the VSC, sorry, gains a drive-through penalty, so that's decently devastating to the Red Bull team, unfortunately. See, he'll want to serve that sooner rather than later. Random Sirius moving up a spot on PWR Fusions. As he heads into the pit, getting a new front wing. Text-to-speech out to a 1.2 second lead on the Mercedes behind, so he's getting outside of DRS range. The Williams only 8/10 back of the Alpine of Forza, so he's gaining a big advantage here. Aero Designs, or Aero Racing Design, sorry, also benefiting from the slipstream. Jonathan Dunk up 8 places so far. And the Williams dives down the inside. Great move. Under braking, and the McLaren is also pushing the Alpine. Hightower makes a move on Capital. Oh, they're going wheel to wheel through the chicane, and the Aston Martin comes out ahead. Forza's sticking right on the gearbox of the Williams. Oh, it almost makes contact. Text-to-speech 139.259 is the current fastest lap. Aero Racing Design is trying to get into the battle here. Jonathan Dunk 139.144. A little bit of a wheel slip there on the McLaren as he goes down the inside. The Alpine comes out ahead though. Oh no, and Soy Loco lost it in turn 3. As his teammate Hightower zooms by. It looks like the Aston Martin is okay though, he just might have some overheated tires. Said Smith was looking down the inside on the Red Bull but couldn't quite get the move done, so he'll stay behind and get some DRS again with his teammate Jonathan Dunk right behind him. So Red Bull unfortunately is sitting duck on the long DRS straight. Said Smith with a bit of a lockup. Nice front wing cam there on the Alfa Romeo. So Jonathan Dunk up quite a few spots, hanging on to P10 right behind his teammate in P9. Aero Design made it past the Alpine. Forza isn't giving up though. He's trying to put the pressure on Aero Racing. Some decently close gaps here. So far on lap 5 of 28 as the McLaren goes wide and gives up P4, and he's under attack by a few. Oh no, and Forza loses it, and unfortunately blows off the entire front end of his car. We got another VSC, so Forza's got a long lap to get around and make it back to the pits. Alright, and the VSC is over. We are going green again. Text-to-speech currently with a 1.5 second lead, trying to pull away from the Mercedes of Lightwork. Edeltonian making a move on the Alpine of Forza, unfortunately, with that broken front wing. His braking will be skewed, as is his turning. So he's just trying to limp the car back to the pits and get a new front wing. Hightower is closing in on his teammate Soy Loco. Forza with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits, unfortunately. Aero Racing Design pitting on lap 6 for a new set of medium tires. See, he'll be down a few positions, and he's also getting a new front wing. Nicky only half a second back. I don't know if it'll be enough to catch the Williams ahead. It isn't, but he cut the gap in half. Jonathan Dunk makes it by his teammate with the help of DRS. And then they'll swap potentially again. Has said S. Smith is going to have DRS here. Oh, Jonathan Dunk actually stayed with inside DRS of the AlphaTauri ahead. So Mitch Burns going wheel to wheel with the Haas. I didn't see if there was contact there, but now Jonathan Dunk is right on the gearbox of Niru. Soy Loco with a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. Nicky only 6/10 back of the Williams. So we'll see how these next couple corners go. We'll ride on board with the Mercedes. Oh, and Lightwork lost it. Manages to keep his position though, getting sorted just ahead of the Williams again. But that'll give the Williams the DRS advantage. Jonathan Dunk wheel to wheel here with Niru swapping back and forth, and unfortunately the Haas does not get DRS. So the Williams passes Lightwork, as does his teammate Nicky. Oh, that was nearly a collision. Great avoidance by both drivers of a bit of a DRS train going here. Jonathan Dunk burning up his ERS. Trying to outbrake the AlphaTauri, and he does. Soy Loco and his teammate Hightower in a bit of a battle back here. Swapping on the DRS zones. Capital currently sitting in P14. Evil Prime just over a second behind the Ferrari. Aero Racing Design coming out in P16 after his pit stop. The pair of Alpines in P17 and 18. And 19th is the other Ferrari of Houdini. Text-to-speech finally pits on lap 8 for a new set of mediums. So El Majako currently leading the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. Aero Racing Design with the fastest lap, 138.721. Great lap by the McLaren. So the top 3 runners on 7-lap-old mediums, and Jonathan Dunk is trying to make a move on the Mercedes. Oh, and they make contact. The Haas loses his front wing. S. Smith makes it past his teammate there. Lightwork came out unscathed, I believe. Jonathan Dunk, I don't know if he managed to get any sort of damage to his side pod or anything like that, but Niru undoubtedly came out in the worst shape in that one, missing his entire front wing. So starting on the mediums, he definitely wasn't planning on pitting that early, but unfortunately unscheduled pit stops do happen. Runs wide and lets the two cars head by him. It looks like the Mercedes cars are looking to put the pressure on the Williams here down the long straight. Niru, Mitch, and Young DJ all pit here on lap 9. Nicky trying to get that slipstream in DRS. Moves to the outside. Oh, the Williams isn't giving up though. Oh, and the Mercedes spins. Weird camera angle. I couldn't see if there was contact there, but unfortunately Nicky loses his spot and he'll move down a few places. The Williams still hanging on to P1, but Lightwork is putting the pressure on. Text-to-speech and Jonathan Dunk in a battle here. Jonathan Dunk managed to pick back a few spots. Oh, and Lightwork lost it. I imagine that's going to trigger a pit stop. And it will as his teammate heads back down the track to continue the fight. The leader just currently pit for a new set of mediums on lap 10. So he loses a few positions as well. Jonathan Dunk up into P2, or P3, sorry. Text-to-speech, P2, and S. Smith currently leading the race for Alfa Romeo. Niru collecting a 3-second time penalty for exceeding track limits. We're hanging out with Forza PWR Fusions, also exceeding track limits one too many times. As he unfortunately retires in turn 3. I don't know if that's going to cause a safety car or not. You can see the wreckage there. Houdini just gets a little bit outside and collects a penalty as well. It looks like they decide to not have a safety car. The Red Bull of Young DJ getting by the Ferrari with the help of DRS. The Alpine goes around the outside. Forza also making a move on Capital. Oh, and he loses it. Nearly gets into the Mercedes there. Text-to-speech 138.665 is the current fastest lap. Lightwork collecting a penalty. S. Smith in the pits as Jonathan Dunk takes over P2. Nicky in the pits as well. Forza chasing down the pair of Red Bulls. Got a slow-moving AlphaTauri. Oh, we have a VSC. Mitch Burns speeding in the pit lane, unfortunately. I didn't see if we had any sort of Oh yeah, it looks like the AlphaTauri's missing a good portion of his front wing, so that's the VSC. As the marshals get out there. Pardon me, as they get out there to clean up the carbon fiber off the track. So text-to-speech currently out to a 5-second lead on Jonathan Dunk. The Alfa Romeo is definitely going to be looking to try and take a chunk out of that. Hightower just over a second behind P4. This has definitely been an exciting opening race. As we're green again, DRS is available right away. Sometimes the guys can time the delta just right and get a jump on their car ahead. Evil Prime giving up the position to his teammate. Unfortunately not able to defend as they, I'm assuming they planned. Trying to do a little Max Checo scenario there, but it failed to work. As Forza just splits the Red Bulls and heads up into P10. Text-to-speech opened that gap up by almost a second already to Jonathan Dunk. Although I don't believe Dunk is... he hasn't pitted yet. He's on his original medium, so text-to-speech has the tire advantage for the time being. Hightower getting by the Haas of Adeltonian. But now the Haas will have DRS down the second portion of the track. Is it enough? It doesn't look like it. It looks like Hightower defended quite well, hangs on to P4. Aero Racing is right on the back of the Williams. There goes Forza past the Red Bull of Evil Prime again. They've been in a pretty good battle here. Lightwork closing in on these two as well. Well, the Alpine almost losing it. Lightwork giving the Red Bull Honda a bit of a helper. Got a yellow flag in the chicane there. Looks like it's okay. Soy Loco 3-second time penalty. A few drivers collecting penalties so far this race. Text-to-speech out to an 8.5-second lead on Jonathan Dunk. Aero Racing was looking to make a move on the Haas. And it looks like the Haas might be outside of DRS range. As he is, so that'll be an easy pass for the McLaren. Hightower is closing that gap as well. You can see the light flashing in the back of the Haas. He's harvesting his ERS. The Alpine of Forza, only 4/10 back of Lightwork. Looks like Mitch Burns is making a move on the Ferrari into the braking zone. Capital not giving it up though. Although it might yield a DRS advantage for the Ferrari. Here he comes down the inside. And he'll take back P16. NFS Lightwork 137.870. The current fastest lap here at the 50% mark of the Grand Prix. SZS Smith closing down on the back of the Haas here, followed closely by the Aston Martin of Hightower. Jonathan Dunk still showing good pace, but text-to-speech is absolutely flying right now. S. Smith gets by the Haas with the help of DRS. Hightower closes in on the back of the Haas. Can't quite catch him, and now they will both have DRS. So I don't know if the Aston Martin will be able to make a move or not. Lightwork making a move on the Red Bull of Young DJ. So the Mercedes is now in P9 with his teammate sitting in P13. Soy Loco trying to go around the outside of Niru. Advantage Haas for the time being. Some of the curbs here in Abu Dhabi, as you can see, they're really unsettle the car. The curbs are quite large, so you can't cut those chicanes too much, otherwise you get a slip like that as they head under the walkway. These tires are looking a little loose on the Aston Martin. Light work right on the gearbox of Hightower. As Adeltonian goes wide. They both have DRS. Hightower is closing in on the Mercedes. Lightwork breaks a little bit later and manages to take the position. The Haas trying to go on the outside of the Aston Martin, as he's got DRS, and so does the Red Bull of Young DJ. The Haas couldn't quite get there, unfortunately. Soy Loco makes the move on Niru. Forza goes down the inside, taking P10 from the Haas. Great move. Nicky's putting the pressure on Evil Prime as they head down into turn 1. They're both on the medium tire. Nicky's are significantly newer though, as he waits behind the timing line, so he'll get DRS behind the Red Bull. So it should make for a decently easy pass headed down into the chicane. And there he goes, taking the inside line, but the Red Bull goes deep. Can't quite get there. Evil Prime will now have the advantage headed down the second straight here. Nicky had a good exit though, so I don't think it's going to make a huge difference. The Red Bull closed the gap but won't be able to make a pass. Niru looked down the inside, but the Aston Martin wasn't having it as he cuts the corner. And gives the position back. Great racing, and then Soy Loco's pushing, trying to get the position right back. Oh, as they go wide, there's a bit of contact there. Soy Loco is on the slightly quicker tire, the mediums versus the hards. And he'll take P14. Jonathan Dunk finally in the pits for a new set of tires. 12 laps remaining in the Grand Prix. I don't know if Dunk is trying to potentially make these softs work for him right till the end. See if he can't get some serious pace out of him, preserve him long enough. NFS Lightwork passing the Alfa Romeo of Yas Smith to move himself up into P5. Random Serious with a 3-second time penalty. Lots of passes in the DRS zones today. Looks like Lightwork got a great exit on the Alfa Romeo, so he'll keep P5 for the time being. Aero Racing just over a second behind P2. Forza getting by the Aston Martin of Hightower. A few close gaps on track. Looks like Lightwork's making a move, or trying to, on the Williams of Random Serious. Goes around the outside. As the Williams heads into the pits, Yas Smith will take that spot as well. Yas Smith trying to make sure he stays within DRS range of the Mercedes ahead. Doing a good job. And he just stays inside of it. We got a spun Alpine. That's Forza coming back onto the racing line there. We have a virtual safety car. The Alpine missing the entire front end of his car, causing the VSC. I believe our third one of the Grand Prix here with 10 laps remaining. Once again, another long lap for the Alpine to get back to the pits and get some new carbon fiber. Jonathan Dunk is patiently waiting to pounce on the damaged Alpine as soon as the marshals wave the green flags. Text-to-speech taking the time advantage over P2 to get a free pit stop out of it. Brand new set of mediums to take him to the end of the Grand Prix. The Williams is closing in on. We got green flags. Is he gonna beat him? Oh, and the Williams just gets P1 away from the McLaren. What are the tires like? The Williams has 8-lap-old mediums, and text-to-speech has brand new ones, and he was showing good pace earlier on before he swapped out. So he's definitely going to be putting the power down, trying to catch the Williams here. He does have DRS. El Majaco is a sit and duck, unfortunately. We've got a spun Alfa Romeo. Jonathan Dunk. Oh no. He spun on the pit exit and it disqualified him for blocking the pit lane. As he pulls off to a runoff area. Majorly unfortunate for the Alfa Romeo. He was having an excellent drive. That's gotta be heartbreaking. Text-to-speech taking P1 back from the Williams. The gaps have opened up on track, so let's run through the grid here. Lightwork sitting in P3. Yas Smith P4 in the Alfa Romeo. Aero Racing Design putting a clinic on today in the McLaren. P6 is Nicky. P7 Random Serious. Soy Loco in P8 for Aston Martin Racing. P9 is the Red Bull of Young DJ. And rounding out the top 10 so far is Hightower in the Aston Martin. We got the Haas of Ailtonian in P11. 12th is Evil Prime. 13th, Niru. 14th, the Alpina Forza. 15th is Mitch Burns. And the pair of Ferraris, Capital and Houdini, in P16 and 17th, respectively. So text-to-speech jumping out to a quick gap here, 2.8 seconds. He's got some serious pace, and those new mediums are exactly what he needs to propel him to the end of the race. Nero with a 3-second time penalty. And we've got another spun car in turn 3. And there's the Aston Martin of Soy Loco. 4 retirements with 8 laps remaining here in the Grand Prix. Luckily, no safety car. Text-to-speech with a sigh of relief. Text-to-speech, 137.130, the current fastest lap. So that'll be a good extra point to have to kick off the season. Said Smith opting for a brand new set of softs to take him to the end of the Grand Prix. Evil Prime with a 3-second time penalty. Smith coming out behind Nicky and Random. Looks like they'll both have DRS on the Mercedes. Oh, looks like Random Serious actually fell outside the DRS zone. So S. Smith will close that gap. Smith, sorry, will close that gap. Now the Williams is back in DRS range, so he's going to make a move on the Mercedes. Takes the inside line. Smith is closing in on the Mercedes of Nicky. Ever so slightly, those brand new softs are going to fall into their grip window momentarily. And he'll be able to definitely put down some good times. Got a good exit on the Mercedes there. Headed down into turn 1. The Haas of Alatonian 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Light work looking to catch the Williams here. But he won't do it just... Oh, and he almost gets into the back of him. He'll save DRS for this straight here. The Williams got a good exit though. He won't quite have enough. Lightworks only 3/10 back though. Ed Smith, 3-second time penalty. Was that his first of the session? It was. Lightworks just keeping the pressure on the Williams, hoping he'll make a mistake. Doing a good job staying off that inside curb. Little switch back from light work there. Trying to open up a big gap on the Williams to try and negate the DRS, so the Williams is going to have a bit of a lockup from the Mercedes. Oh, the Williams manages to get through, goes a little deep. The Mercedes runs him wide. NFS Lightwork stays in P2. SZ Smith getting by Random Sirius up into P5. We got a spun Haas. That is Niru, who is now missing an end plate, unfortunately. So that'll be an unscheduled pit stop near the end of the race. 5 laps remaining. Text-to-speech with a 13-second gap on P2. Lightwork trying to get outside the DRS range of the Williams, as he is right now. Let's see if the rear wing opens on the Williams. It does not, so Lightwork buys himself some time. A little bit of breathing room. Young DJ just shy of a second behind Nicky. Also doesn't get DRS, but he is closing that gap up quite quickly. That slipstream is working on the long straight here. So he'll be looking to maybe make a move into the next corner. Looks down the inside but can't quite get there. Nicky outbrakes him and hangs on to P7. Niru is in the pits, getting a new front wing and some fresh softs to finish out the Grand Prix. As he heads down into the tunnel. There was a brief yellow flag there. Oh, it looks like text-to-speech, unfortunately, getting by some back markers. Young DJ only half a second back of the Mercedes of Nicky. So we'll hang out and watch this battle unfold as they head down the straight. Young DJ gets by him with ease. Nicky trying to battle back with the slipstream, but can't quite get there before the braking zone. Nicky's trying to stay within that 1 second gap. He unfortunately falls outside of that 1 second gap, so he'll not have DRS as they head down that main straight. Ailtonian chasing down the Red Bull of Evil Prime. Evil Prime doing a bit of a weave, trying to break the slipstream. Does a good job. The Haas not able to catch him before the braking zone, but he will have an extra dose of DRS here. Gets that wing open, tries to mount another attack. Is he going to catch him? He won't. The Haas won't quite get there. Great job by Evil Prime. This is the closest gap on track so far, so we'll hang out with these guys for the time being. man, I was muted for I have no idea how long. My apologies. As text-to-speech takes the win for McLaren. Joined on the podium with Lightwork. For Mercedes. And El Majako of Williams. P4 Aero Racing Design. So that's a P1 and 4 finish for McLaren. That's some good points to start with the fastest lap going to text-to-speech with a 137.130. S.S. Smith in P5. 6th is Random Sirius. 7th is Young DJ. P8 goes to Nicky in the Mercedes. P9 Hightower. And rounding out the top 10 is Evil Prime for Red Bull. P11 Forza. 12th goes to Ailtonian in the Haas. Mitch Burns P13. P14 is Capital. P15 Houdini. The 16th position goes to Niru in the Haas. P17 Soy Loco, who I believe did not finish the race if I recall. PWR Fusions, Fuse Rogue, and Jonathan Dunk also failing to finish, unfortunately. It was an exciting race, to say the least. A great drive by everybody today. Thank you for joining for the season opener of the Midwest Formula One Championship. The Abu Dhabi Grand Prix definitely did not fail to excite. There was some great racing. So thank you for joining, and tune in next week